Hi there, that's right, it's the great and glorious, who's famous one day. Nick Dutch, back on the camera yet again, yes! I really must drink less coffee. Now, back on the subject of the wonderful website which I've been having a look at, which is debunking.skeptics.com, okay? I've been going into that in greater detail. Of course, you've seen my last few videos which talks about a section on that website which talks about some of the, countering the argument of extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And yes, there's some good things about that, some bad things about that, okay? I would say that one thing that that particular page did not go into is the definition of terms. When someone mentions something like telepathy or precognition, there's always like a whole barrage of baggage of meaning, which is usually laid upon there by people who are, doing similar work to what I do, namely doing things like tarot readings and psychic readings and the rest of it, and they're trying to promote themselves. So there are lots of people who are not only fraudulent, but also excessively marketing the sort of like, I am in touch with God, kind of like bullshit, alright? And that's not really helping. But there's also the other problem of supernatural fiction, and that's changing the meaning of what the words such as precognition and all the rest of that actually seem to mean, because it's being portrayed in a different context. And then, of course, you've got outright nutters who are like paranoid schizophrenics who think that they are God, and so the whole problem gets blown out of all proportion. And of course, therefore, people who are trying to make like logical, rational investigation to things like paranormal tend to get tarred with the same brush. So the first thing that needs to be dealt with before we can talk about discussing any particular strange phenomenon is to be able to define terms in great detail, and I mean in great detail, and in terms of accent and semantics and all the rest of that, so that we know what we're investigating, because that would essentially be part of applying the scientific method to what we're trying to find out. Okay? So that is important. I don't think that's been done properly by certain aspects of the counter-skeptics movement, alright? Yeah, we've got to start doing that. I'm going to do like probably a lengthy text blog at some point, going into that subject into a little more detail and see, what I mean, and me trying to define my own terms as well. When I had a look at the forums on the Debunking Skeptics website, I was rather ashamed, alright, because a lot of that does seem to be people not debunking the claims of skeptics, but going into the ideas of like conspiracy theories and all the rest of that, and there's like YouTube videos of conspiracy theory shit which is put into the forums, and I think that that detracts from the message of debunking.skeptics.com and the organization, the pressure group, Skepcop, sorry, Skepcop, I think they call themselves, okay, because they're policing skeptics. Nothing to do with, anyway, that's another subject. Yep, this is another unedited video with all the muck-ups thrown in, alright. So, back on my train of thought. If I was to have a look at, let's say, a conspiracy theory claim, I think I'd have to have a look at the claims in particular in great detail and the evidence for the claims as well, before I could say that there is any reason to even think about what the claim is talking about, because the claim could be something very rational, which is being reinterpreted and misinterpreted badly and then presented worse, alright, to give a skewed meaning. So we've got to think about that as well. So yes, I am getting into, I suppose, the more critical analysis part of debunking not only skeptical thought but also believers' thought as well. So that's where I'm at the moment. As usual, good fortune, God bless. Speak to you in a while. Bye for now.